Her Majesty's first visit to Canada happened right in my constituency of Saskatoon West during her time serving as Princess in 1951, before she became the Queen. She would later go on to visit Saskatchewan 5 more times in her capacity as Queen, creating a strong bond with the people of my province. She visited Canada a total of 22 times. One of these visits was particularly meaningful to me. Her last visit to Canada was in 2010, and I had the privilege of being in Ottawa during that visit. Through a connection with my MP, the member for Carleton Trail Eagle Creek, I was able to get tickets for a garden party at Rideau Hall where the Queen would attend. Given that there were hundreds of people at this event, and she was 84 years old at the time, I wasn't sure how close that I would get to her. To my amazement, she and Prince Philip made a lengthy walk through the garden, stopping to chat with many, many people. My moment of fame was a fleeting glance. She and I locked eyes for just a second as she slowly walked past my wife and I. Obviously, she couldn't speak with anyone, and that fleeting glance would have to do for me. Yet in that glance, I felt her warmness, and I felt her care. Prince Philip followed behind her, as he always did, and he stopped to talk with a veteran right nearby. I was able to listen in on that conversation and experience the care that he had, especially for veterans. I also attended the massive Canada Day rally on Parliament Hill where the Queen was present and spoke. I remember the moment that she arrived on the hill. I was looking up at the Canadian flag up on the Peace Tower, and I glanced away for just a second, and when I looked back, I saw the monarch flag up there. I still have no idea how they changed the flag so quickly. She must have had some very special powers. She certainly had a way of making everyone feel important and cared for. Whether you saw her on TV, whether you walked past her, or whether you shared a moment's glance, and I'm sure that many Canadians can relate to this. Through times of triumph and disaster, the Queen has always been there for Canadians. She was there in 1967 for our centennial anniversary, and in 1982 to sign the historic proclamation of Canada's Constitution. She also guided former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney in his work to abolish apartheid in South Africa and to free Nelson Mandela in 1990. And one of her final acts was to issue her condolences to the people of Saskatchewan, to the people of James Smith Cree Nation in Saskatchewan, after the tragic events of the Labor Day weekend. And so, Madam Speaker, we start a new chapter, one with a king instead of a queen. I congratulate King Charles III on his ascension to the throne, and I look forward to all the changes that will happen over the next few years, like seeing the king on our currency and our stamps. But for now, we mourn the Queen, a Queen who has served the Commonwealth through 7 decades and 12 Canadian Prime Ministers, including Saskatchewan's very own John Diefenbaker. In fact, in 1957, during Prime Minister Diefenbaker's first year in office, Queen Elizabeth visited Canada and read the speech from the throne herself. In a world of constant change, she was the one steady figure that Canadians could rely on. Hers was a life well lived. I know that I speak for all of my constituents back home in honoring the life of a Queen who gave so much of herself for the Commonwealth. I offer her family my sincerest condolences and the condolences of everyone in Saskatoon West. Queen Elizabeth II, may you rest in peace, with your beloved husband by your side, as always. Long live the King.